YouTube! Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. In our last episode, we saw the opening cinematic of the game, understood what was going on, saw a vicious battle between some lizards and some guys with some shit. This episode, we have arrived at Gridania City. Well, not really Gridania City, it's not really a city. It is a vibrant forest nation, cradled in the bosom of nature. Keyboard and mouse. Yes. You can also play this with a gamepad. No. Right mouse. Camera. Left mouse is attacking. WASD moving. Spacebar jump. It's pretty much your basic MMO controls. And you gotta go talk to the dude. So, like I said in the last episode, we understood what we did. In this episode, we're gonna go ahead and start beginning our quest. So, without further ado, let's go talk to this guy. Initiating quests. Just right-click on him. Once you've initiated quests, a prompt will appear detailing its objectives and rewards. Click on Accept button in the lower left duties. Got it. To be recognized and adventure the city-state, you must first register yourself with your Adventurers Guild. Another green adventurer, I presume. I thought as much. We cannot allow strangers to wander Gridania unchecked and untested. Before you rush off and begin pestering every second citizen for work, I suggest you make yourself known at the Carline Canopy. That's the headquarters of the local Adventurers Guild, in case you were wondering. The Carline Canopy is the building you see behind me. Speak to Mother Mayuine within, and she will take you in hand. You have begun a quest. Use the duty list to do your task. So everything that you see here, I got that. Okay. Your quests show up here. Of all the stuff that you do, it's pretty much self-explanatory as every major MMO is. So we are going to go and talk to the lady, Mother Minuine. Right-click. We're gonna get a cutscene. Well, well, what have we here? A wide-eyed and wondering young adventurer, come to put your name down at the guild, I assume. Welcome. Minuine's my name, or Mother Minuine as most call me, and the Carline Canopy is my place. As the head of the Adventurers Guild in Gridania, I have the honor of providing guidance to the fledgling heroes who pass through our gates. No matter your ambitions, the guild is here to help you attain them. In return, we expect you to fulfill your duties as an adventurer by assisting the people of Gridania. A fine deal. Wouldn't you agree? To an outsider's eyes, all may seem well with our nation, but naught could be further from the truth. The people are in a state of constant apprehension. The Axel and various gangs of common bandits provide an unending supply of trouble. Trouble compounded by the ever-present threat of the Garlean Empire to the north. And that is to say nothing of the Calamity. The Calamity is what we saw earlier with Bahamut that showed up. You don't really understand the details of it because it was in the first Final Fantasy XIV game. Like I said in the previous episode, you can consider A Realm Reborn the spiritual successor to Final Fantasy XIV. It takes place in the same universe, in the same world, and all the other stuff. It's just after the events of Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy XIV was very short-lived. It wasn't around very long. You can even look up videos on YouTube of old Final Fantasy XIV gameplay. It was terrible. There was no fast travel. You had to walk everywhere. The battle mechanics were just terrible. No one liked it. And that's why they said they ended up redoing the game to what you see today. And this game is amazing. Like, it's received rave reviews from a lot of people, even unknown sources that that you wouldn't expect to know them. Like, some YouTubers really like it. IGN was one of them. GameSpot was another one. I mean, this is a really well done game. It plays like an MMO, because it is an MMO, but it plays like a single-player game. You don't necessarily have to party with anyone to enjoy the experience. They don't... Like most MMOs now, they focus friendship and camaraderie. I don't think that's the word. Camaraderie. That's it. They focus, playing with other people and striving for friendships. They make that a staple in the game. Some people don't really want that. They just want to play an online game by themselves. Final Fantasy XIV has actually done a really good job of like that. Everything is well balanced. There might be some instances where you have to party with people, but that's mainly for the big boss quests that will come up later on. But you can easily form a random party, complete the quest, go on your merry way. For the most part, they do a really good job of letting you do all of these quests by yourself and doing the story how you want. Even now, the wounds have barely begun to heal, but I speak to you as if you were there. Forgive me. 5 years past, Eorzea was well nigh laid waste when a dragon worm emerged from within the lesser moon, Dalamud, and rained fire upon the realm. It is what people call the calamity. That's what you saw. It was Bahamut. I mean, I don't know why they say Bahamut, but it was Bahamut. Scarcely a square milm of the Twelve's wood was spared the devastation, yet despite the forest's extensive wounds, not a soul among us can recall precisely how it all happened. Pretty much everyone was shoved forward in time 5 years. That's the basis of it. It's what you saw in the beginning when the old guy with the staff or whatever, with that giant flashing light, he transported everyone into the future 5 years. Everybody. The entire world was transported into the future for 5 years. They don't really know what happened during that 5-year time because technically they weren't in it. I am well aware of how improbable that must sound to an outsider. It is improbable, but it's also true. For reasons we can ill explain, the facts surrounding the calamity are shrouded in mystery. There's as many versions of the events as people willing to recount them. Yet, amidst the hazy recollections and conflicting accounts, all agree on one thing, that Eorzea was saved from certain doom by a band of valiant adventurers. Whatever else we've misremembered, none of us have forgotten the heroes who risked their life and limb for the sake of the realm, and yet, whenever we try to say their names, the words die upon our lips. Yeah, you'll never... The way that the game ends up playing out is that every character you create, well, every character in here is supposed to be one of the people that helped save the world. You just got your memory erased. You got your memory wiped. Spoiler alert. And whenever we try to call their faces to mind, we see naught but silhouettes amidst a blinding glare. Thus these adventurers have become known as the Warriors of Light. Ahem. Pray do not feel daunted by the deeds of legends. We do not ask that you become another warrior for light, only that you can do what you can assist to the people of Gridania. Great or small, every contribution counts. I trust you will play your part. All that is left is to conclude the business of registration. Here's a quill, scrawl your name right there. Oh, and I would appreciate if you use your real name. There is a special place in the 7th Hell for those who use amusing aliases. So we can't use Dick Butt. Deco Steel, And you're quite sure this isn't an amusing alias? Very well. From this moment forward, you are a registered adventurer of Gridania, nation blessed by the elementals and the bounty of the Twelve's Wood. The guild expects great things from you. Look what just arrived. Another god's damn adventurer. Don't you start with that. Adventures are the very salve that Gridania needs. The elder seat seer herself bade us welcome with them, bade them welcome with, with open arms. Do you mean to disregard her will? Of course not. Lest you forget, it is my sworn duty to uphold the peace. Am I to blame if outsiders bring mistrust upon themselves? You, adventurer! Mind that you do not cause any trouble here, or I shall personally cast you out of this realm and into the 7th Hell. Ahem. Pay that outburst no mind. He only meant to counsel you. Suspicious characters have been prowling the Twelveswood of late, you see, and the Wood Whalers feel they cannot afford to take any chances. As is often with the folk who live in isolation, Gridanians are wont to mistrust the things they do not know well, your good self included. Fear not, however. Given a catalogue of exemplary deeds and no more than a handful of years, the locals will surely warm to you. On behalf of my fellow citizens, I welcome you to Gridania. May you come to consider our nation as your own in time. Now then, you may depend on Old Mother Minuine to teach you a few things that every adventurer should know. And for getting that, we get 50 experience and 103 gil. As with every Final Fantasy, gil is the currency that everyone uses. And we get a cool little animation. This concludes the introductory game tutorial. You have taken the first step of adventure in the city of Gridania. Listen well to the wisdoms of Mother Minuine, then go forth and discover the incredible adventures that await you. Main scenario quests. Okay. Every time you see an exclamation point that looks like it's on fire, it's a story quest. It goes with the story. So before we begin the story, let's go ahead and let's go over some basics here. Here are your skill bars. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1 through 0 are your number keys, as you can see if you look down your keyboard. And here are all your F keys. No, I'm sorry, these are not your F keys. Is this your shift? Yeah, okay, these are your shift 1. And this is your 1. So you do shift, you do 1, and that would your hotkeys. I'm sorry, that's my fault. So we have Heavy Shot, which we'll go over later when we actually get to fight. Here's Play Guide, opens the menu to the official Final. It's the Lodestone. The joke is that everyone calls it the Chodestone because we're immature retards. Teleport goes back to your crystal that you attuned. When you teleport, it costs money. Instantly return to your home point, and Sprint makes you run faster. But you use TP, which is right there. So let's go ahead and let's go walk around. You see various people. You can talk to them. They do cool stuff. As one of the smiths that can provide guidance for those sitting on the path of adventure. For the present, just you learn a way around the city. You can't really do much until you talk to, Mother Minuine. But this is the city of Gridania. So up top we have messages. You can't really go any further. But the big crystal up there, that's your save point. Every time you enter a new city, you're going to want to attune yourself to that crystal, because if you die, that's where you're going to go. And if you ever get stuck somewhere and you have to do fast travel, you just use your return. It pretty much works the same way as the Waystone in World of Warcraft. Well, can't really do much, so let's just go ahead and continue talking to Minuine. Minuine, proprietress of the Carling Canopy, wants you to perform 3 tasks to help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Okie dokie. Cutscene time. Let us begin at the beginning, shall we? Note that you are a formal member of the Adventurers Guild. She's going to be English from now on. We must be sure you have a firm grasp of the fundamentals of adventuring. To that end, I have 3 tasks I wish you to perform. Okay. Your first task is to visit the Aetheryte. The massive crystal stands in the middle of the Aetheryte Plaza, not far from the Carling Canopy. We saw that. As a device that enables instantaneous transmission, it is instant transmission. This is what is... It's like the... I know it's not... Square Enix has nothing to do with Dragon Ball Z, but the fact that it's instantaneous transportation, it's instant transmission. We really should have been named Goku. I really regret not making my character Goku. The Aetheryte plays a role in the key life of every wandering adventurer. Once you've located the crystal, all you need is touch its surface. A member of the Wood Warriors will be present to offer further instruction. For your second task, you are to visit the Archers Guild. There's no better place to learn the arts of the bow. Speak with Athelenia, and she'll explain the benefits of joining the guild. For the third and final task, would have you visit the markets at the heart of the old Gridania's commercial district. There you shall find weapons and armor and various items the adventurer might need on his travels. There is, however, more markets than buying and selling goods. Speak with Parmasundstret and listen well to his course. The master merchant can be uncooperative at times, so be sure to offer him one of my famous eel pies. Like so many men, he is much more charitable when his stomach is full. Here, I made a batch not long ago. You have your task, Teko. May no Fika guide your path. Ah, and one more thing. Should you happen to come across any citizens in need, do not be afraid to offer a helping hand. I am certain they'll be pleased to meet an adventurer whom they can confide in their woes. Granted, the work they offer is unlikely to be of realm-shattering importance, but prove your worth and build a reputation. In time, folk will be more inclined to entrust you with matters of moment. I also suggest that you lend an ear to the smith here in the canopy. The smiths are trusted representative of the Adventurers Guild and are an invaluable source of advice for neophyte heroes seeking to obtain greatness. Hello. Alright, so now we have our quests of what we have to do. Unfortunately, they're gonna be done next time! Sanctuaries. A crescent moon icon will appear. When you reach there, you get the main menu. We go over that, blah blah, and navigation, blah blah. So when you're in a sanctuary, what the sanctuary means is that you gain rested XP. The longer you stay in the sanctuary, you'll get double XP until you're out. Lower levels, you get more. Higher levels, you get less. That's pretty much how it is. So next time in Final Fantasy XIV, we are going to talk to the smith, because our little plant icon matches his plant icon. We are going to tackle the introductory quests that we need, and we are going to set out and make our mark on Eorzea. See you all next time.